art is powerful. Because it can impact people's decisions. According to Plato, the transformative power of art could bad influence the youth in Athens. Therefore, he expelled the artists from his ideal city in the Republic. But Aristotle had a different opinion about this. I think you'll never look at art the same way after this video. You're going to understand why its beauty is considered a dangerous enemy by authoritarian regimes, and why we need to rethink our relationship with art to take the best of it. Because we are the ones who give the final touch to the piece of art based on the emotions we feel when we are in contact. All these questions occupied my mind after watching this movie, and I can't wait to share with you. The beauty and the art are topics of the aesthetics, a branch of philosophy. The Greeks, for example, related the beauty to the perfection of cosmos. The sacred art reflects the beauty of a divine creator, God. The humanistic approach emphasizes the human experience and values, and often depicts the human body in a realistic way. You might think, isn't beauty and art the same? Not really. If so, we could say that beauty of nature is art. We could look at the sunset and say that it is a piece of art, but it's not. And art is art, a human activity that expresses an idea and requires both inspiration and technique. As Hegel affirms, it is a sensitive expression of an idea. But what is beauty in art then? The beauty in art stems from the reactions it provokes. Art doesn't need to be beautiful to make an impact. It is a spiritual and cultural activity. Its beauty lies in how it affects us, whether it makes us think, feel someone else's pain, brings hope, evokes laughter, or elevates the soul in some way. Reality often imposes excesses that can become almost unbearable. These excesses demand moments of relaxation so we can endure the emotions that surface. Naturally, we possess a great capacity for feeling, and this ability absorbs reality, and with it comes the challenge of dealing with emotions. We feel sadness and fear. Because of this, we need moments of pause to gather strength and face reality. And one of the most powerful ways to regain that strength is through art. Art emerges as the breath we need to dive deeper. Plato recognized the transformative power of art so strongly that he went as far as to ban artists from his ideal city, fearing their influence on the young Athenians. As a defender of truth in form rather than matter, Plato condemned art for interfering with the senses, seeing it as a mere imitation of reality meant to deceive the senses. Aristotle took this imitation of reality definition as a starting point for his reflections on art. However, he disagreed with his master and elevated art to the realm of beauty when it represents the full materialization of form. That's what he called poiesis, the transformative and creative action. For Aristotle, man is an artistic animal. He says, imitation is natural to man from childhood, and in this, he differs from other animals. He is the most capable of imitation, and through it, he acquires his earliest knowledge. Hegel presents art as the embodiment of an idea in a sensitive material. Art requires both the idea, which is the inspiration, and its perfect execution, which is the technique by the artist, justifying its importance. The universal need for art is therefore the rational need that humans have to elevate their inner and outer world to a spiritual consciousness, as if it were an object in which they recognize their own self. We rely on the power of art, music, poetry, performing arts, visual arts, to achieve this spiritual consciousness of the inner and outer worlds, thus enhancing our existence. This happens through the sensory impact of art, which offers two possibilities. The first is the catharsis, as described by Aristotle, where we experience purification or the release of strong emotions such as pity or fear when watching a film that stirs those feelings. The second is the opportunity to reflect more deeply on a particular theme through art, like what we are doing here. There is nothing beautiful about the horrors caused by a dictatorship regime, but the film draws us, immerses us in that terrifying experience, and evokes emotions and reflections that only a true work of art can provoke. It is a defense mechanism of authoritarian regimes to keep people away from art and consequently away from the truth. Aristotle listed as one of the paths to finding the truth. Difficult times call for art. In this moment, as the world witnesses the rise of an extreme right-wing movement, it's impossible not to feel a chill when watching a film like this. Yet, it's also a joy that art exists to provoke such sensations. Therefore, let us not neglect art in its many forms, for it is both the true savior of the soul and a powerful instrument of resistance. This holds true for both consuming and creating art. When you're in need of a helping hand, reach out for the hand of an artist. Include art in your life.